Next week is Carbon Monoxide Awareness Week, and while many have heard of the deadly gas, there's a lot of confusion about how to keep you and your family safe from the invisible killer. Joining us this morning in studio is the Director of Home Ideas for Enercare Home Services, Dave Walton. Good morning to you, Dave. How you doing? You know, and every year we'll hear of something where a family or someone has passed away from carbon monoxide poisoning. So this is a silent killer.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. That's the label they have for it. It's a silent killer. It's odorless, tasteless, and colorless. It also has similar properties to the air that we breathe, so it mixes into the air that you breathe in the home.
And I want to talk about some of the detectors, but how does carbon monoxide, people might not think of this, how does it get into the home? How does it put you in peril?
It's typically from faulty equipment, fuel burning equipment, and it's an effect that causes, the best way to explain it would be a chimney blockage. The smoke going up the chimney gets recirculated and reburnt, and that's when carbon monoxide is created. And that can happen with gas burning appliances like your furnace and everything like that as well.
Now, several provinces make it mandatory for you to have carbon monoxide detectors, and you've got some in here. So what do we have here? Let's start with this one, which is a plug-in model, correct?
Yeah, it's a plug-in model. Typically, this is a little bit older model as well, and definitely past its time for replacement. Older units had a lifespan of about 5 to 7 years. Newer models like this one here typically can go about 10 years, and there's a lot of packaging will say right on it now 10 years.
Now this is a battery-operated one.
Yes.
Okay.
And you think about it too, this one here happens to also be a combination smoke alarm and CO detector.
Right.
So typically you put a smoke detector on the ceiling. So you typically won't have a plug there, so these can fasten right into the ceiling with battery. Same with this one here, if you don't happen to have a plug in the immediate area where you want to put this.
Right, and these all do the same thing?
Essentially, yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what do you hear? We heard that beeping off the top. That's what's going to warn you, correct?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
Okay.
And what you should do is you should certainly take heed. You need to treat it just like your family escape plan for a fire alarm, a smoke alarm. You should treat it the exact same way. Get out of the home and phone 911.
Okay, you've also brought in a couple of furnace filters, and I'm going to hold this one up first, because a lot of people, we had someone in our office yesterday who wasn't even aware, and I guess a lot of people are like that. They don't know the machinations of a furnace. So this is a simple filter. What does it do?
Basically what it does, it helps to keep the large pieces of particulate and dust and debris away from the working components of the furnace. And homeowners need to change this every 3 months. It can actually improve on the overall efficiency of your equipment and, of course, help to keep the dust levels down in the home, too.
Okay, and I'm going to hold up behind it. There you go. That's a dirty one.
And that's a pretty good example of one.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot worse, like we were chatting earlier.
Yeah, no, exactly. So clean and dirty, but when they get stuffed and when the air can't go through, does this increase the risk of the CO2?
This specifically, no, because it's more about the post-combustion air that's the spent gas and air that's burnt.
Yeah.
That's it. But this does affect the overall operation of your equipment, and for homeowners to keep their equipment running efficiently, they should really get a maintenance done every year. And that will help also to detect if there is any issues with carbon monoxide leakage.
So you've got, I mean, that seems now, fairly obvious. Make sure the furnace is in good working order. But are there any other safety tips that people really should be aware of?
Well, yeah, specifically to the law, homeowners need to have a CO detector outside of every sleeping area in the home. So the law mandates that you have a minimum of one in the home around the sleeping areas. But if you have basement bedrooms and say top floor bedrooms, you should have two.
Right.
And what's recommended is you have a CO detector on every level of the floor, of the home, and you do need to pay attention to the replacement dates on those units.
On the units themselves, and got to keep the batteries changed.
That's right.
Absolutely, with these guys.
You want to get in the same habit of testing them every quarter or when we set the clocks back, that type of thing.
All right. Dave, thank you very much. Appreciate this morning.